Are you building a business, casting out that really big vision, and you're so excited about it, but your nervous system has not actually caught up to the vision yet? Or do you find yourself future tripping, overthinking, racing for the next thing to go wrong, and in a cycle of comparison of where others are instead of actually enjoying your journey? And what would change if you could lead your life and business from a regulated, grounded, and completely unbothered identity? If you are ready to stop spiraling, stop reacting, and stop carrying the emotional weight of your business, then this version of the unbothered entrepreneur is for you. Imagine stepping into the new year with calm certainty, the tools to regulate in real time, and becoming the entrepreneur who doesn't break under pressure, but expands because of it. This is a program that I'll be doing live starting in January. Link is in the show notes to join us. Welcome to the Own Your Choices, Own Your Life podcast. I know you are here wanting to change and rewrite your story. You are desiring to step into the impact that you know you are here to create. I am here to guide you with the proven tools and strategies used by myself and our speakers to support you in taking radical responsibility in your life and learning how to own your choices to change your story. My name is Marsha Van Weinsberg. I am a storytelling business coach, master NLP trainer, speaker, podcaster, and 7 times published author. My clients have found freedom and purpose from overcoming their shame stories and learning how to share them with the world. I am so grateful you are here. Let's get started. Welcome back to the show. This is the first episode post-holiday season, and Happy New Year, which is so weird because I'm recording ahead of time. But happy New Year. I hope you had a great holiday. I hope that you gave yourself the time that you needed. You know, all of this work, all of the subconscious work that I talk about all the time, I'm always learning it in live time. And one of the things that coming off of a holiday, the amount of prep mode and cooking and cleaning up and maybe driving, we do a lot of driving when it comes to holiday. Like, you have to give yourself time to recover. And I think that is something that I'm learning, like as I continue to get older, is when you recover and when you give yourself time to recharge, the power of the pause, which is so uncomfortable. I know that is really where your growth happens. It's like literally where so many things can come from. That's where creativity can drop in. That's where all of a sudden it's like you get clarity on what you want to do. We have to take a hot moment to breathe. So I really hope that you have given yourself that. And welcome back to this new year. You know, we are stepping into the 9 years of the podcast this year. We will be hitting our 1,000th episode in, I believe, the end of April. So we will be doing something for that as a big celebration. And I'm just grateful. Like, honestly, I'm so grateful to have you plugged into this show, to be a part of it. And every time you write a review, you drop me a DM, you tag me on something, it just lights me up. Honestly, it does. Because as a podcaster, most of the time, we are literally feeling like we're talking to ourselves. So I just want to say a very heartfelt, grateful thank you for you. And I want to start off the year with a couple of simple episodes that really can help you shift into what are you going to create this year? How is 2026 going to be different for you? And what it really, a big piece of everything that I do is about subconscious work and understanding that your subconscious mind is running 95% of who you are, what you do, how you speak, how you show up. See, most people think that they are making conscious choices. Like, I choose to do this. But in reality, 95% of that life is being run by parts of your mind that you've never even met. You don't know them. It's like you're not connected to it. It's like 2 separate parts of you. And so I really want to just give you a clear, simple framework of the difference between conscious and subconscious work and conscious and subconscious mind. Because especially as we're coming into the new year, everybody's going to be jumping on the bandwagon of do the vision board, do the script, and all of those things have a factor, and they have a factor in about the 5%. The rest of it, more importantly, the thing that is shaping your identity, your business, the results you keep getting on repeat is your identity. And that is all anchored in your subconscious mind. All of it is. So in NLP, we tend to look at the mind as layers, and each one has like different responsibilities and patterns and how you can access it. And we tend to think that the conscious mind is in charge because the conscious mind is taking in 11 million bits of information every second through our, what do we see, feel, hear, and as well as like taste and smell. But primarily of what do we see, feel, and hear. And our conscious mind takes in all this information. If the conscious mind took in the 11 million bytes of information, your brain would literally explode. It could not do it. That's when the subconscious has to kick in. So your conscious mind is not in charge. Okay. It's actually kind of a really small part of you. It's like a 5%. And so I want you to think about like your subconscious is speaking to you often. Your conscious mind is your goal setter, right? We're great, great, great goal setters. And what we want to do is set you up for success so that when you set the conscious goal, your subconscious mind is on board, right? One of the things I spoke about last year in some episodes, and it's going to be coming out in Unbothered this year, is the fact that the ceiling is your biggest thought. Like, how big can you think for your business? And your floor is your deepest belief. Most people, the gap between the ceiling and the floor is so big. It's so big that they can't figure out how to work harder when actually has nothing to do with work ethic. It has to do with where's that floor? Where's the belief? So I want to give you a little bit of a metaphor, right? Your conscious mind is kind of like that upper floor of your house. It's like you're setting that the main floor, like where you make decisions, where you plan out what it's going to look like, where you think you're in control. And it's actually really the smallest bandwidth that you have. It's like that logical, analytical, loud, direct, strategic part of you. It has a very, very big role. Yet the floor, the basement of your house, is actually where all of your beliefs live, your thoughts, your stories, your emotional patterns, identity, your language, your like the meta model, how you speak. It's all in the basement. If that basement is not solid and not online with what you're trying to create up here, the basement will never hold it, right? You can add the most beautiful curtains to a second story of your house, but if your foundation is crap, it's going to crash. It's never going to hold it. We want to be able to bring the two to work together. And when your conscious and your subconscious don't work together, it feels like this internal, like disconnect feeling that it's like, it's just uncomfortable. It's a tug of war that's happening. And we want to bring them together. That is when you become the most powerful, right? When your subconscious mind is on board with what you say you want, then it gets so much easier to align your effort with what you're doing. So when we're in this space, your nervous system ties in as well because your nervous system is the one that's on guard. So when it perceives that there is some threat or there's a stress and it's too much, the nervous system immediately contracts. And then the subconscious mind is like, wait, what? Where's the threat? Where's the threat? Let me look around. Where's the threat? And it's prepping and priming your system. So consciously, you're like, we're going for it. Like we're creating this. We're doing it. It feels amazing. And subconsciously, it might feel like it's in a contraction phase because its number one job is to keep you safe. And that feels scary over there. And so this has been probably one of my biggest life lessons that I wanted to share. And I lived last year in full is this piece that like the subconscious is working with and shaping how my nervous system is responding. And my nervous system is actually shaping the capacity that I'm holding. What that means is that you cannot outwork something you do not believe is possible. So when you're setting your vision board for what you want to create for 2026, I want you to actually stop and ask yourself, how would I feel if that happened? Am I the version of myself that can hold that? Because when you can reprogram your subconscious to what you want and to see yourself as the identity of the person who can hold that, the patterns, the safety, the regulation, the like identity, that is who I am. It all connects. It's like the Lego pieces actually come together then. So here's an example. At the end of 2025, I really took a close look at what am I doing in my business in 2026. I don't advise like just setting goals. I like to take inventory of the last year. What worked, what didn't, where did I have success? What can I make changes with, etc. And then where do I need support in 2026? So I had a great conversation with one of my mentors, and I actually was like, this is where I'm at. And I have invested like thousands and tens of thousands of dollars in my business, and I do not have an issue with investing. And I also felt that this is the year that the investments are going to have to come into the back end of my business to support where we're going. So if I think of it this way, like the investments of what I'm looking in my own business will solidify the foundation and the basement of the house so that what I'm working towards can hold what I'm building. And it all made sense to me. And the opportunity has come up, and I took a close look at it. And my first immediate response was contraction. I was like, interesting. Where did that come from? I could feel it and I knew it. My body's response was like, oh, nope, scary, contraction. So I stopped and I'm like, okay, I just need to pause. I'm not saying yes or no right now. I know it's a yes for me. Like, I actually know that this is exactly what I need. Is it scary? Absolutely. And I think it's actually scarier not to. That's the conversation that's happening right now. So I'm sharing with you live time because I have these big things that are already happening for this year ahead. And I'm looking at where are the gaps? What do I need support with so that that can happen? And so I really sat with it and I recognized how my body went into contraction. That is old programming. That is old limiting beliefs that are coming up to the surface. That's where it drops into like the discipline, the push, the force, it's hustle, work harder, all these things is really coming from a fear-based lack mentality. And I can see it. So what I'm sharing with you is that you can consciously look at those patterns and see them for what they are. They're not true. They're just patterns that I have. They're patterns that my body goes into a fear state of like, can I do this? Can I hold this? And consciously, I believe I can. I 100% believe that I can. Where's my gap? It's the subconscious piece. Can I get my subconscious mind on board so that it is working together? So the Lego pieces can come together. And I wanted to share this with you because this is setting yourself up for success. And setting yourself up for success also means looking at what didn't work last year. Where did the gaps happen? And I'm full honesty right now. Every time something wasn't working, it's because I'm the cog in the wheel. 100% I'm the cog in the wheel because I fall back into old patterns. I'm working really hard. I'm taking on everything. I'm trying to make it happen. I'm trying to push the snowball up the hill. And so I see it. We can consciously interrupt those patterns. We can consciously see those patterns. It requires reprogramming to see yourself as the identity of the person who can do it. And so that was my example that I wanted to share with you. This is the piece where I can program my subconscious and I can say, like, a constant repeat, you are safe, you have this, you can do this. And I have people who believe in me, and I actually want the two to come together. So this is where I saw it in live time with myself, where the conflict started. It's like the Lego pieces came apart again. I'm like, oh, there's the gap. There's a gap in these Lego pieces between the conscious and the subconscious that I want to bring together. Let me give you another example. Visibility is something that comes a lot in my world. People come to me because they want to be more visible. Outspoken calls them in. Unbothered calls them in. And if you know about human design, a lot of them are a 2-line, and a 2-line is a hermit, which means they want more visibility. They don't feel safe to have it. So you can consciously want to show up more. You can be like, yeah, this year I'm like getting on the podcast. I'm going out there. I'm going to go to all the events. I'm going to network. If your subconscious believes that visibility is unsafe, or it equals like danger, judgment, rejection, fear, opinions, then what's going to happen is it's going to trigger more feelings of like pause, freeze, anxiety, procrastination, shut down. You can go in every room that is available. You can pay through the nose to go to every event. But if you become the fly on the wall because you're too afraid to speak to someone because of fear of what can happen, that's the disconnect, right? That's the disconnect. Another example is you can consciously want to grow your business. I have been working at growing my business for the last 2 years, and it has been growing. If your subconscious identity says, I'm not safe to hold more, I can't hold more and manage everything, then that's a disconnect. So we want to be able to see and feel and hear where is the gap where the Lego pieces actually don't fit. And what can you do to support that gap, that bridge, to bring it together so that your efforts are matching like what you're doing and your beliefs actually match that effort. It requires a lot of reframing, a lot of identity work, like at the subconscious level, hypnosis, NLP, timeline work, releasing stuck emotions, releasing limiting decisions, and any kind of nervous system tools to regulate yourself. Recognizing where there is a gap, where there is something that is not consistent, that it's not working together. When you see that, you're not just changing a habit, you're changing who you are. That's the identity piece. We want to create a new pattern that actually puts you together, putting the Lego pieces together, the nice curtains on the top floor that match the foundation that can hold it, the business that's growing that has the foundation to hold it, the capacity to hold it, the support in your business, working really hard, but having the support that can actually hold the foundation. Like those two things, when they start to work together, honestly, that's when things actually connect and they actually can grow with even more ease than you could have ever imagined. I did a Black Friday special. I've never done that before. And in full transparency, I did it for myself to be able to put myself out there, to connect with new people, and to remind myself that I have done enough. I have done enough. That's my story on repeat. I have to do more. And that was a reminder for me. A, I have done more than enough. B, it's easier for people to get into my world. I can show and offer different things. And C, one of the big things for me is it was safe to receive support. I hired somebody on the back end to set up that entire system. Could I have done it myself? Yes, it would have been about 10 hours of work. As soon as I started looking, I'm like, yeah, no, done. And I anchored in what it was like to receive support. So that was like new learning. Anytime you do something different than what your past version of you has done, you are rewiring in the moment. You are building the foundation where there might be cracks in the belief. So those are how you bring it together. I'm curious if this is landing for you and if this can help you to look at your goals differently coming into the new year. Because I've got a couple of episodes coming up. If you are local in the KW area, I am actually running like a visionary soiree, it's called, on Friday, January 9th. And I've partnered with the High Vibe Summit so that I am like supporting in their community and running this event. This is very different than creating a vision board. Very, very different. And it will change how your business and your year can unfold. So this is the beautiful thing. Your conscious mind can set the goal. We want to solidify what is happening at the subconscious mind in your nervous system so that you can rewire it to match what your efforts are and they get to work together. When they work together, you will blow your mind. I promise you. You're going to shock yourself with what you can do. Sending you so, so, so much love. And I just want to say thank you for being here and happy New Year on this 950th episode. Be so freaking grateful for you. Have a good day. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Own Your Choices, Own Your Life. If you love this episode, I invite you to tag me on social media with your takeaways or share it with a friend. Please, if you feel called, take 30 seconds to leave a 5-star review, and I will be forever grateful. Until next time, remember, when you own your choices, you truly own your life.